Here if the question is find the angles, here we see that the angles form a half circle, so they make a total of 180 degrees. So x plus 5x plus 4x is equal to 180 and 10x is equal to 180, so x is equal to 18. Now we got x, we can get the angles that are x, 5x and 4x. Now if x is 18, then 5x is equal to 90 and 4x is equal to 72. So the angles are 18 degrees, 90 degrees and 72 degrees. Here we see the angles make a total of 360 degrees and one here is shown as 90 degrees. So our equation is 90 plus x plus 20 plus x plus 25 plus x plus 45 is equal to 360. And by adding the x terms and the numbers, we get 3x plus 180 is equal to 360. So 3x is equal to 180 and x is equal to 60. Then putting x is equal to 60 in the angles in the diagram, we get 90 degrees, 80 degrees, 85 degrees and 105 degrees. Now this triangle here is shown as isosceles triangle, which means there are two equal angles at the ends of the equal sides. So the third side in the triangle must be 2x plus 27. Now we know that the three angles in any triangle add up to 180 degrees. We can form our equation 2x plus 27 plus 2x plus 27 plus 3x is equal to 180. So 7x plus 54 is equal to 180 degrees and 7x is equal to 126 and x is equal to 18. Now putting this 18 into 2x plus 27 and 3x, we get the three angles as 63 degrees and 54 degrees. A rectangle has a base of 3x plus 5 and a height of 4 units. Find x given that the perimeter of the rectangle is 48. Now we can start by drawing a rectangle, and we know that the base and top of this rectangle are both 3x plus 5 and that its vertical sides are 4. And as it's given in the question, the perimeter is 48. We can form an equation by putting the sum of the four sides equal to 48 like this. Now simplifying the left hand side, we get 6x plus 18 is equal to 48. Now 6x is equal to 30 and x is equal to 5. Now if the question is a rectangle has a base of 3x plus 5 and a height of 4 units, find x given that the area of the rectangle is 104. The area of a rectangle is base times height, that is 104 as the question says. So we can multiply base and height and put the result equal to 104. Now multiplying the bracket, we get 12x plus 20 is equal to 104. So 12x is equal to 84 and x is equal to 7. Another method in solving this equation is we divide both sides by 4. This gives us 3x plus 5 is equal to 26 and x is equal to 7 as before. A rectangle is 3 times as long as its wide. If its perimeter is 52 centimeters, find its length and width. Now the fact that the rectangle is 3 times as long as it is wide can be put into mathematical form by letting the shorter side equal to x because we can then call the longer side 3x because it's 3 times. Now, as the perimeter is given as 52, we can write the equation. We can add all the sides. 3x plus x plus 3x plus x is equal to 52, that is perimeter, which means 8x is equal to 52 and x is 6.5. And remember, this x is width of the rectangle, and the answer will be 19.5 and 6.5. That's the length and the width. Now, putting a problem into mathematical form like this is very useful, and the first step is to decide what can easily be called x. Then we adjust the rest of the given information in terms of x to form the equation, which we can then solve. The question is, 3 consecutive numbers add up to 114. What are they? If we call the first number n, then n plus 1 must be the next number because they are consecutive, and n plus 2 is the third number. Now, it's normal to use n here instead of x if it is a whole number. So, it is given that they add up to 114. So, n plus 1 plus n plus 2 is equal to 114. So, 3n plus 3 is equal to 114 and n is equal to 37. So, the numbers are 37, 38 and 39. Now, here find 2 consecutive odd numbers such that the sum of 5 times the smaller number and twice the greater one is 95. Now, so according to the question, we have 2 consecutive odd numbers, and we know that odd numbers they go up in twos, meaning there is a difference of 2 between any 2 consecutive odd numbers. So, let's say those 2 numbers are n and n plus 2, and the question says that 5 times the first number and twice the second number, if we add them, we get 95. So, multiplying out the brackets gives 5n plus 2n plus 4 is equal to 95. So, 7n plus 4 is 95 and n is equal to 13. Now, this is the smaller number, smaller one. Putting n is equal to 13 into n plus 2 will give us 15. That's the greater number.